Hello and welcome back to my little corner of the internet. If you're new here, this is where I document my journey towards becoming a healthier version of myself. I share the highs, the lows, and the real life moments while navigating fitness, food, and weight loss as a 40-something-year-old mother, just trying to do a little bit better each and every day. And well, this week, there were a couple of surprises, including what happened on the scale. So I'll share that update a little bit later in the video. In the meantime, let's get into this week. This past week, it's been a pretty busy one. It's currently tax season, which means I'm preparing not just my own taxes and my husband's, but also the corporate tax returns for a nonprofit that I'm a part of. So there's definitely been a lot going on behind the scenes. Also, my daughter is a part of a junior string ensemble, and this past Saturday, they performed at a fundraiser for women's shelters on International Women's Day. They played two different songs. The first song they played was Ararong, which is a traditional Korean folk song that women have been singing for thousands of years. I'll play a little clip of that here. The second piece they performed was a song called Battle, composed by Sunhee Newbold. The group is made up of kids ranging from about 7 to 14 years old this year, and honestly, they are quite incredible. I'll share a bit of that performance as well, and I'll add a timestamp on the screen if you want to skip ahead. So proud of how hard they've worked and how well they performed. Now, fitness-wise, the weather definitely got in the way this week. We had a mini ice storm, which made things, well, really icy, for lack of better words, for a couple of days. And because of that, I ended up missing a couple of my workouts at the gym, though I have to admit, it does not compare at all to the snowstorm of 98. I really missed getting to the gym during those days, but sometimes we just have to go with the flow. One of the biggest updates this week is that I had my first appointment with the dietitian on Wednesday, and then we met again over Zoom on Thursday, so yesterday, to do some meal planning. Overall, I was pretty close with the research I had done on my own about weight loss. My calorie range was about right. My balance of strength training and cardio was good. And I understood the importance of keeping carbohydrates in my diet in order to make sure I have enough energy for daily life and my workouts. Where I fall short, though, was protein and fiber. Most days I'm not eating enough of either, which means that even though I've been getting stronger with my workouts, I'm probably losing some lean muscle mass along the way, which is something I really don't want to do. Another thing that I learned was I need to spread my protein intake throughout the day so my body can actually absorb it and use it more effectively. So I'm making some adjustments. Some of the easier changes include things like eating a banana before my morning workouts and changing up my breakfast a bit, including getting rid of turkey breakfast sausages that I've been eating. I'll be doing things like toast with nut butter and a smoothie, overnight oats with milk and fruit, or a yogurt parfait with granola and fruit. I also need to make sure that I'm including carbohydrates with each of my meals and adding things like nuts, low-fat cheese, and similar options to my snacks. I learned also a bit more about portioning too. For example, when looking at carbohydrates on a label, you subtract the fiber from the total number of carbs to understand what the actual usable carbs are that you're intaking. The good news is that I'm already doing some things right. I'm hitting the recommended amount of fish and shellfish each week, and the bread I started buying recently actually has been pretty solid numbers wise for fiber, carbs, calories, and sugar for a 2-slice serving. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to some of the recipes she's suggested, including a few healthier sweets. Now, before we get into the weigh-in, let's talk about calories for the week, because that kind of explains a bit of what happened. Calorie-wise, I did pretty well. I ended the week 63 calories under my weekly target, which I'm pretty happy with. So how did that translate to on the scale? Last Friday, on March 6th, I weighed in at 171.6 pounds. And today, which is March 13th, I weighed in at 168.6 pounds, which means I lost a total of 3 pounds this week. Now, I'm not sure why it was higher than the usual 2 pounds, but I'll take it. My starting weight back in August 2025 was 222 pounds, which means I've lost a total of 53.4 pounds since I started focusing on my health in September. And well, that's it for this week's update. Next week will be my first full week following the dietitian's meal plan, so I'm really curious to see how that goes, how it affects my energy, my workouts, and the scale. So I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you so much for following along with the journey. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next one. Until next time, have a good one. Bye for now.